If you've missed any of this show, you can follow the podcast at energeticcity.ca. Now, an in-depth look at the news and information shaping our community. This is Moose Talks with your host, Doug Craig, on Moose FM.
Good morning. Welcome to Moose Talks. It's been a couple weeks. We're glad to be back. A little later on, we're going to be talking with David Green, a recreation programmer with the City of Fort St. John. We're going to dig into the Santa Claus Parade, which is happening tomorrow. Such a fun event. I can't wait for it. Going to be chilly, though, so make sure you bundle up, but we'll be talking more about that in a bit. First up, though, I'm very excited for this. The first time meeting her, for me anyway, Mayor Lori Ackerman, the mayor of Fort St. John, joins us right now. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here. I know you're not feeling well, but you came in anyway, so I really appreciate seeing you.
Thank you.
So I thought we'd start with this. Belated congratulations, by the way, on being named Canadian Energy Person of the Year. I guess you found out like in the spring, and then you actually got the award in October. What did that award mean to you, getting it mean to you?
It meant that the work that we were doing had been acknowledged and recognized. And the work, and by what I mean is taking the opportunity to share with other communities and other people the value of collaborating with industry and ensuring that municipalities or local governments are doing their part to make sure that their vision for their community is up to date and that the industry can see, where that's at. We've always said, a project has a start date and an end date, and the communities are there before and after. And so how do you leave us better off? And so the work that we have done was acknowledged and appreciated.
And as I understand, you're the first elected official to win this award. Usually it's a CEO or a high-level management person in an energy company. You're the mayor of Fort St. John, and you got this award, so that's pretty interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah. Again, congratulations on that, but I did want to focus most of this talk on the community foundation that the city is hoping to establish. You want to establish a community foundation, and this is a quote from the website, nurture community vitality through philanthropy. It sounds great, but what does that mean exactly? What will the community foundation be doing in the community? I mean, it's named Community Foundation, so obviously it's helping our community, right?
Sure, yep. So let me just back it up a little bit.
Sure.
When we negotiated our community measures agreement with BC Hydro for Site C, part of that was a legacy agreement that begins once the water starts flowing past the turbines. So there is $2.4 million with a 2% lift every year that goes into a pool and is divided amongst the communities that are impacted going forward. And so the city of Fort St. John gets a percentage of that. I don't remember exactly what it is off the top of my head right now, but it's about 34%, I'm going to say. I could look it up for you. And that grows, as I said, 2% compound over the years. So we start off with about $830,000, and that grows. And at the end of the 70 years, when we aren't here, the last 3 years are over $3 million. So that money, council has decided, would go into a community foundation.
Okay.
And so we have an opportunity to leave a legacy for our community. Now, any council beyond us can change that because the money does come to the city. We will then be able to create an agreement as a donor with that foundation to put it towards community events, community organizations. So if you think of the Vancouver Foundation funds a significant amount of needs in the community as well as across British Columbia if they have a donor that says, I want my money to go across BC. So, when I think about organizations like the Women's Resource Center and the Child Development Center, the SPCA, that kind of stuff. How can we ensure going forward in a very rich resource region like we have? We've seen the downfalls and the economic upswings, and how do we ensure that those agencies be them economic agencies or social agencies. How do we make sure that we can take some of those bumps off of their lives so that they continue to provide the services for the community?
Okay. Now, why doesn't council and the city just take the money every year and then dole it out as part of the budget? Why is this a better approach than, say, doing that?
Because this would be the community doing it. It
Yeah.
would not be elected officials on the board. And so, you know, the organizations can apply to this foundation. This foundation may see that what's needed is capacity building within the organizations, and so they can address the logistics of capacity building, that kind of stuff. And that's not the role of a local government. So I see this as an opportunity to really create something that is away from politics.
I see. Yeah, because right now, essentially, some of those agencies you mentioned have to ask council for some funding when they need things,
Yeah,
right?
so-
And in this case, they would then ask the community foundation instead, that would have their own board and their own governance and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
I see. Now, and as you said, this money is coming in once the Site C dam is kind of working, once the water's flowing past it, I think you put it. So this is in addition to funding that the city would be providing in sort of similar situations? Like, would this be an additional revenue stream or funding stream for agencies?
Well, we would be looking at any kind of non-tax revenue
Okay.
that we're able to negotiate. Because, so imagine yourself as a young child, teenager, and you're getting your allowance. And, are you depending on that allowance? Because at some point it's going to get cut off, right? So we want to make sure that that we're able to take any non-tax revenue that we don't need and put it into this to grow it so that it can become sustainable.
Okay.
I sit on the Northern Development Initiative Trust Board, and I've been on that board for about 10 years now, and I've seen some real good successes, but I also see some gaps in some of the programs, and that's simply because of the way that particular trust is set up, and so we can fill that gap.
I see. Was there thought given to a situation maybe sort of like almost like the sovereign wealth fund that Norway has, obviously on a much smaller scale, but instead maybe the money is put into a pool and then invested, and then you kind of get gains from that and used almost like a fund for, as you said, when there's economic downturns. Was that an approach discussed at all by council or people kind of behind the doors on this?
So we really felt that the community's voice need to be heard. So we've put it out to the community on
Yeah.
how they would like it to be managed. I see it as a fund that needs to grow to the point where it's sustainable, that it lives off of itself.
Okay, so in that case, you would want that until it's, as you say, sustainable, and then you can take money out of it and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you said, you're going to put it out to the community. That process is sort of started, right? Where are you on the process, by the way, on this?
So it's gone out on our Let's Talk page, and so we should have a report coming back to us in the next probably Q2, I would think, of 2020 by the time the consultants pull it all together.
Okay. Citizens can have their say now on it?
Absolutely. You know what? I'm sorry, I didn't look this morning to
That's
see
okay.
if it was still live, but it would be on our Let's Talk page.
The Let's Talk page. Perfect. So essentially, this should make, when it's kind of ready and running in the future, it should make it easier for community organizations to get funding for their various projects, in theory, correct?
Sure, and they would. I think the other point is that they would be able to take the funding that they do get, if it's another source, and leverage that to increase their funding, to increase programs, and really try to be innovative in how they link with other organizations and how they manage their programming to suit the needs of a winter community.
Okay. Now, this is all coming up in the next year, as you mentioned. I want to look forward to the next year, just in general, for you as mayor. What sort of things, other than this major community foundation, are you hoping to tackle in the next year that maybe you weren't able to, or just haven't had the time to yet, that you're hoping council and the city will start to look into?
Well, we've got a lot on the go for 2020. We will do the groundbreaking for a new RCMP detachment building. We've worked very hard and stayed focused on our financial goals to ensure that we do not need to borrow money for the municipal part of the detachment. We will likely borrow for the provincial part so that the cost of borrowing could be in their lease agreement. It'll be a net zero building, and that's important in our climate to be able to ensure that the operational costs going forward are good. But it is all Peace River Agreement money. There is no property tax dollars going into that fund. So we'll be shoveling the ground as soon as we can in 2020, and probably opening that about 18 months later.
Okay, and that's already planned and everything. It's just starting the actual construction of it.
There is an integrated design team that is working on it, and some really good local contractors have come forward and have been working through the process, and have definitely floated to the top. And so it would be really nice if to see a lot of contractors, local contractors, working on that building.
Absolutely. Is there anything else you're kind of looking forward to in the new year as well?
Yeah. So when council signed our Peace River Agreement, we did get a signing bonus, and that signing bonus was tucked away. We never spent it, and we're going to be building a festival plaza. And that festival plaza will be on the corner of 96th Avenue and 100th Street, so kitty corner from Mama Panda's. And that will be, I describe it as a three-season building, so a place where people can gather, festivals can happen. It could be where the farmers market meets, if it's available. It's a place where people can just gather and celebrate. So that will be built along, and the formal gardens will be completed. Fortunately, we had this very beautiful autumn, lengthy autumn, and so as people drive by Centennial Park, they'll see that the main part of the park is complete.
Wow.
The lights, the light standards were lit up yesterday, changing colors. It was really remarkable when I drove by there. And then, of course, we're starting the work on 100th Street.
Yeah.
And so next year there's going to be a lot of construction down at probably about just north of 95th Avenue to get that the change happening there, and up another 2 blocks. So 2.5 blocks of 100th Street will be done next year, and then we'll carry on with that. And we're planning for the 2021 North Central Local Government Association meeting to be held here. So mayors and councillors from right across British Columbia, from 100 Mile North, will be coming here probably in May of 2021.
Okay. What does a meeting like that mean for Fort St. John?
So it can really showcase the community.
Yeah.
I remember when 3 of my colleagues came up on a road trip because they wanted to get to know the province a little more. And the funniest, it's not funny, but it's like one of those, oh my God, they said that. It was, Lori, you have a really beautiful little community here. I'm going, yeah, I know that, right? We're not this little grubby oil and gas community that these people seem to think. We are a thriving community with significant amenities. I mean, look at the stuff that's going on this weekend with the Canada Cup, the speed skating, and the hockey. It's remarkable. Santa Claus Parade. Is this your first Santa Claus Parade here?
No, I was in the one last year, so it was lots of fun.
So you saw the kids lining the street. Yeah, it's remarkable. So we're looking forward to that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the torch lighting, which is going to be a big deal. 75 days to the game, so that's coming by real fast. All right, well, we're going to have to leave it there, Ms. Mayor, but thank you so much for stopping by and talking to us today, Lori. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. All right, we'll be right back on Moose Talks.
Fort St. John, are you ready for authentic Vietnamese cuisine? Do you have a chill you just can't seem to warm up? At Phi Pha, they can fix that feeling. Drop in today and choose from 21 flavors of Phi Pha soup. Phi Pha Saigon Authentic Vietnamese Cuisine. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Check out their wide variety of authentic dishes like spring rolls, shrimp wonton, beef short ribs, ginger beef, crispy seafood combo, pad thai, stir fries, and so much more. Phi Pha Saigon Authentic Vietnamese Cuisine on 100th Street, right beside Marcy's Bright Ideas. This weekend is the Lakeview Credit Union Peace Country Cash Spiel. This bond spiel is presented in part by Summit Acre Farm for all your road maintenance needs, as well as the following community sponsors: 7C Contracting, S&S Turbine Services, Cool Tower Development Corp., and John M. Batchco Muscle Therapying. Come down to the Fort St. John Curling Rink and enjoy some great curling. Also make sure you support our local sponsors.
If you ask Santa where he shops, he'll always say Roland Treble Jewelers. Probably because the big guy knows we have the largest selection of Canadian diamond jewelry. Everything from necklaces and earrings to tennis bracelets and rings. We even service what we sell. For the best quality in town, shop where Santa shops. Roland Treble Jewelers, now open every Monday till Christmas. This is Debbie wishing you all the best this holiday season from Roland Treble Jewelers, across from Canadian Tire on 93rd Ave.
The members of the North Peace Potters Guild have been frantically busy as elves at the North Pole preparing for their winter sale on Saturday, December the 7th at the Arts Post, 10320 94th Avenue. What a wonderful selection for you to choose from. Mugs for workmates, dad and grandpa, casseroles for mum, beautiful bowls. You are sure to find that unique handcrafted gift for everyone on your Christmas list. Doors open at 10 a.m. Saturday, December the 7th. Look forward to seeing you.
We all have that person, that one person on our Christmas list that we've run out of ideas for. Well, Bronze Flooring would love to help. As your Fort St. John flooring experts, Bronze Flooring can give you plenty of ideas for that special person this Christmas. How about a nice area rug for the front room? Or maybe a bronze gift certificate so they can get something they really want this year. Stop in today and let the Bronze staff help you pick out the perfect gift. Merry Christmas from everyone at Bronze Flooring on 96th Ave and at bronzeflooring.ca.
The Christmas break from school, from work is a special time, not only to spend with our family and friends, but to stop and reflect upon how fortunate we are to have such amazing customers. This is Julie from SJA Promo. On behalf of our team, we want to wish everyone the best of the season and thank you for entrusting us with your brand. We also would like to encourage everyone to remember that Christmas for some can be a lonely time of year. Reach out with a dinner invitation, a movie pass, a hot chocolate, a smile. To quote the famous Aesop, one act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Merry Christmas.
Watch this show live on Facebook or download the podcast at energeticcity.ca.
Welcome back to Moose Talks. I'm Dub Craig, I should say. Thanks again to Mayor Lori Ackerman for stopping by. It's an all-city show today because now we have David Green, a recreation programmer with the city of Fort St. John. We're going to talk a bit about the Santa Claus Parade. Hello, David.
Warren, how are you?
I'm doing very well, sir. How are you?
Very well. Thanks for asking.
Thanks for coming back this week. So the Santa Claus Parade's happening tomorrow. It's a great event. It's a big event for Fort St. John, kind of a part of the holiday season. Tell us about what's happening in the parade, because it's not just the parade.
No, not just the parade, but we like to show off all our floats that are nicely decorated. So that starts at 5 p.m. So it starts at 108th Avenue and goes over to 100th Street, and then it goes south from there, and then it'll be turning off onto 94th Avenue, so the Museum Road, and headed right past the park. So you can, if you're in the park, then you can see it right from there, and then after that you can go right to, you'll be at Centennial Park, and that's where the Christmas tree light up will be happening, and then you can, maybe Mr. and Mrs. Claus will stop by.
Maybe.
And also there'll be the 2020 BC Games torch light up, so that's happening at Centennial Park as well, along with lots of other fun activities that are going to be free of charge. So make sure you're headed there. There'll be the McCafe trailer there giving away free hot beverages.
Nice.
And Save On Food helped us sponsor the free hot dogs, so we're giving away free hot dogs at the Rotary Club's going to be helping out with. So lots of stuff going on, so make sure you swing by and check it out.
All right. Now, if this is your first rodeo in town, you've never been to the parade before, where can you park? Because you guys have to kind of block off the parade route for most of the day.
So,
correct?
Road closures, please expect them to start as early as 4 p.m. and then go right until 6:30 p.m. So you can park at the front of the Pomeroy Sports Center, or the North Peace Leisure Pool parking lot will be open, and then a portion of the North Peace Arena parking lot will be open as well, but the other part will be for demarshalling. So it'll be a little congested, so anytime and those during that time, make sure you're ready to maybe wait a few minutes in your car. And so it'll be busy, so make sure you're safe, make sure your pedestrians are walking safe, and if you're driving, make sure you take a little extra time to understand that there is road closures and a big event is happening, so make sure you're safe and be seen and be safe out there.
I think be seen's the key one, because if for some reason you haven't noticed, by 5 o'clock it's dark out.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Maybe not the best time to wear your black coat, or if that's all you have, something reflective to definitely make sure you are being seen.
Very good. Or if you have little blinkers, make sure you're wearing your blinkers, or as you said, high visibility stuff. It's very, very good to have that stuff.
Absolutely. Now, it's slated to be a little colder this year than it was last year for the parade. We could see temperatures below -20 with the wind chill. Is the city doing extra things perhaps in the park to keep people warm who are going to be hanging out there?
There'll be some tents with some heat in them as well, so that'll help out. But yeah, make sure you bundle up warm, and you can hold your McCafe beverage to keep your hands warm. But yeah, wear your mitts and toque, and the wind chill will be nasty, as you say. So yeah, but there will be some tents there for people to warm up in. And there's the Pomeroy Sports Center right there. And we have the North Peace Leisure Pool and the arena. So there is a little bit of warmth down there. But yeah, hopefully all the joy will bring you some warmth. So
absolutely. I have to ask this because it's going to be a bit colder. Do you guys have a plan if it gets too cold? Like, is there kind of a bottom, like, okay, we might have to postpone this for a less inclement weather type day?
Yeah, so if it is like minus 35, like plus the wind chill, but like it is tough because we do put a lot of planning and preparation into it.
Of course.
And the weather has looked pretty good, but all of a sudden it is getting cold. So, but if it is like -40, we would like cancel it. But if it's, -20 with wind chill, we're pretty, people expect it to be that cold. So hopefully you can bundle up and do your best to come out and just see what's going on. So,
okay. Well, that's good to know. I mean, so nowhere near being the kind of shut it off unless something drastic changes between now and then. So
you bet.
I've lost my place here. I guess what I wanted to know too was this is the second year now that the parade has been moved kind of back into December, because I guess before it used to be kind of not mid, but like late November instead, like almost a week or two earlier. Why was that decision made? Like, why bump it back?
Yeah, so I believe having it in December is a little better. It's closer to the holidays, a little more joyous. November, a little early to celebrate. And we also put, like, a big thing we want people to know is that it is not on Friday anymore. It is on Saturday. So it used to be on a Friday evening. So now we're doing it on a Saturday to allow for people to not have to rush from work and go and see the parade. So now they can kind of sleep in a bit, get their kids ready, do whatever they have to do on Saturday, and we're going to do it on Saturday. So
yeah, because I said before, I mean, if you have a 9-to-5 job, you almost have to leave work early
right away,
which might be a good thing if that's if you like to be able to leave work early. But okay, that makes sense. All right, anything else we should know about the parade and the festivities we haven't talked about, David?
Yeah, it'll be a fun time. We'll have city councilors in the parade,
absolutely,
in one of our city vehicles, and Bob Zimmer will be there, Dan Davies, MLA, so lots of local people you'll want to see. And and again, the BC 2020 Winter Games will be there doing their torch light up, and they'll have a float in the parade too. So lots of helpful sponsors. Thank you to all those people. And just make sure you swing by and have some fun. It's going to be good.
Absolutely. And that torch light up is going to be just awesome.
Oh, it'll be cool. Exciting, and that park we have is awesome. So thank you to everyone who built that.
That's a good point. If you haven't been down there in a while, a lot of that area is now open. Then it wasn't at Canada Day, right? There were still big parts of it kind of closed off. So
so we're ready to go, and it's going to be exciting. So thanks for having me.
Awesome. All right. So again, that's tomorrow at 5 o'clock. You can start lining up kind of around, as you said, the parking closures are at 4, so you can start picking your spots then.
You bet. Get there early and be prepared to wait a bit and just have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That's always a good idea. David, thanks so much for stopping by to talk to us about this today.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. All right. We'll be back in just a minute on Moose Talks to wrap things up.
The holiday season is all about connecting with family and friends near and far. At TNT Communications, they're all about keeping you connected to the ones you love.
Hey, Mom.
Stop in today and see their great lineup of cell phones and accessories. Also supplying the Peace with radios, boosters, and rental equipment. Season's greetings and all the best in the new year from TNT Communications, connecting you with loved ones near and far this holiday season. TNT Communications, your bell source in the Peace.
Merry Christmas from TNT Communications.
The amount of love and support this community has shown for 9-year-old Adora Kayford has been absolutely amazing.
As Adora and her family continue to fight this battle against cancer, FSJ Return It will continue collecting donations of bottles, cash, and checks to help Adora's family in this trying time. Any help is appreciated. Donations can be dropped off at 10104 93rd Ave, Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
If you're looking for hassle-free internet services, call the Peace Region Internet Society today. With coverage throughout most of the Peace, PRIS can get you connected quickly without the hassle of contracts or bundles. Visit PRIS.ca or call 1-800-768-3311 for more information.
Ryerson Contracting, proud to be a sponsor of local sports. Ryerson Contracting, specialists in pipeline and facility construction, turnarounds, and maintenance. Let Ryerson Contracting's combination of quality personnel and equipment complete your next job with safety and integrity. Call 785-0515.
You need them, and we have them. Winter tires, that is. Come on down to SS Automotive Tread Pro, where we have the best prices in the Peace and a huge selection. You need a vehicle inspection? Well, we've got them. We'll give you a free vehicle inspection with your purchase of tires. Call today or book online. It's SS Automotive in Taylor.
Hi, this is Ted with PIMS Production Equipment. Talk to us at PIMS for electrical work, air compressors, pumps, valves, relief valves, office phones, and computer networks. Experience the best in service. Check us out at PIMS.ca or call PIMS at 250-787-0808.
Our community first. This is Moose Talks with Dub Craig on Moose FM.
All right, our thanks again to David Green with the City of Fort St. John for stopping by to talk about the Santa Claus Parade happening tomorrow. And, of course, Mayor Lori Ackerman for stopping by to talk about the Community Foundation. Very important to have your say. You got to check out the Let's Talk page. You just go to the Fort St. John website, city website, I should say, and check it out there and have your say. She wants to hear from you. All right, again, the Santa Claus Parade happening tomorrow at 5. You can start picking out your spots at 4 o'clock. You got to get those primo spots, right, where you can walk down to Centennial Park after to have a hot dog and watch the tree light up and the torch lighting. And for no other reason to come, you got to come see us. Moose FM's going to have a float. I'm going to be there. Serena, Scott Brooks. Lots of Moose FM celebrities and all the other people that David mentioned as well. So it's going to be a fun time. Just make sure you bundle up. All right, that'll do it for Moose Talks this week. Big thanks to the producer of this show, Tracy Teeves, our studio producer, Serena Deschner, and I'm Dub Craig. Keep being awesome.
Join us next Friday at 10 a.m. for another episode of Moose Talks, a weekly talk show about Fort St. John and the North Peace.